What's going on, family? It's your girl Guruji Chastity, and today I want to talk about why I decided to take a social media break. It's deep, but it's not deep. You get what I'm saying? So, on the superficial level, I very much so believed that what would I do without social media? No cap, like, how would my business grow? How would I talk to people? On a very superficial level, I feel like I was sucked into it. I bought into it, right? I bought into this whole thing of what social media is. And especially, I'm about to be 30. I'm 29. I've had social media since high school. This is like a good 15 years of being a part of this one thing. And it's like, it really was hard for me to fathom, like, how would my business grow? How would things move and shake without social media? And that was until I met people who weren't doing it. There's a really successful one-on-one coach. I don't know how Stephanie particularly identifies, but she's a business coach, right? She kind of does what I do, right? She teaches people how to do unmarketing, how to get back into the life of playing, how to get back into the spirit of creating. You know what I'm saying? And when I met her, she was off of social media. I think her goal was 3 months, but it was almost 6 months, right? And then my other sister, Satin Marche, she was off social media for a while, and she be popping on here, like on the IG, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm watching all of these people that I look up to or I aspire to some level of their achievement, and I'm watching how they're moving in the social media world, and I'm like, no, wait a minute. I don't think I can hold that belief that much longer that this ain't gonna work for me and only unless I have social media, because these people are doing it and they're doing a good job with still having a functional business. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on, pump the brakes, right? So on that superficial level, that's what was happening. When I took it deeper, I said, wow, man. So I've started studying human design from the outside, not from the outside, from the inside. I feel like normally, I got some cabbage on the stove, y'all, and I'm like, is that cabbage bumping? Or is that rain? It's all me looking out the window. It's raining right now. Okay, so when I was studying human design, first, it was from the outside looking in. But now I am from the inside looking out, and I have a deeper perspective and a deeper love on what human design is. And so I was looking at some open centers in my body, and I feel like, unlike most people that I've met, I only have 2 defined centers, and the rest of my centers are open. All the other people I met, they have at least 4 or more defined centers, right? But what I found in mine, that there are 2 open centers that I felt like were heavily conditioned by social media, which was my open head center and my open root center. So my open head center always had me answering other people's questions, right? Because I have an open head center, I can get caught up in head trash, and that's just having endless thoughts about nothing, answering other people's questions. And the reason why the questions that I'm trying to answer are meaningless is because they didn't generate from within me, right? And so when I got on social media, I really felt that. When I read that, I was like, whoa, that actually hits. When I got on social media, I very much so felt like I was answering other people's questions on there, because I followed so many business savvy people, so many people I looked up to. My social media got to a point where it started off as just personal, where I just was using this platform because I liked it. Then it turned into business, and then it turned into just straight business. Like, everybody I followed, I was trying to learn something from, right? And so if I'm following one person who is one lady that I really like is Rebel Nutrition. Her name is Amy, and she's all about how to teach her online courses and how to make tons of money. She posts videos how I made $490K in 1 month. Now I'm running to this video trying to figure out how she did it. Then I'm asking myself, well, now how can I do that? Useless question, yo, because I necessarily wasn't looking for that or engaged in that, or could I necessarily say that was my intention before I got on social media and saw that, right? And it's just seeing all of that stuff, I was always influenced in my head, would create questions about, like, well, how can I do this? How could I make this shake? What would that look like for me, right? And I felt like the questions were very, like I said, very meaningless to me because I wasn't generating the questions, right? So now we have this top pressure that's like, my brain is just asking all kind of endless questions that not necessarily are coming from me, right? And then we have my root pressure that is also open, and the root is just like adrenaline. I got adrenaline coming from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because when your brain asks a question, it has to have some type of fuel, right, to answer it. That could be inspiration, adrenaline, stress, fear, whatever the case may be. Mine was coming from this sense of adrenalized pressure, adrenaline. And so what was happening for me was that not only did I have these useless questions that I wanted to answer, but I needed to do so really, really fast because I had this adrenaline pressure going through my body right now. That's really how it was. Like, I was doing the work of 3 people and it was just me. You know what I'm saying? I've worked with people where I tried to get people on the team to help me with social media, and they be shooketh that when they look at my page, that it's not nobody helping me do that. It's just me behind the scenes, right? Because the aesthetic was so strong. I was doing, you know, so many things on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on teaching. Like, it's just all of these places, and I was doing all of this stuff because I was trying to relieve this pressure. But it was always like, once this pressure was relieved, it became something just filled its spot, right? And it just kept feeding, social media just kept feeding that vicious cycle, and I just generally felt bad most times. Like, kind of felt like thick and icky, man. And right, so I've been having this experience in social media, and I really believe that like my business wouldn't thrive without it. And then one day I had this spontaneous thought that said, you don't need social media, you'll be okay. I said, whoa, I promise you, y'all, I did not question or nothing. I deleted it off of my phone right then and there, and I've never felt such a sense of relief, a release of pressure in so long. Like, it really feels good to not be on social media. I feel like I spent a lot of time in content planning, content scheduling, not really doing the things out in the real world that was like actually me creating from a genuine place. The stuff that I was posting on social media, don't get me wrong, it was me and it was the things that I cared about, but it was like essentially because I'm trying to make a business out of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to sell you something. I'm trying to do this and shit, right? And as a projector, I need to wait for the invitation. I need to find places where I can naturally just be and chill and have a good time and allow my blessings to find me. I'm out there trying to spot out the blessings, trying to shout it from the rooftop, trying to make it so you can see my sign and shit. And that was too much work for me. That was expending too much energy, and it just genuinely didn't feel good. So I would say I've been on social media now for about 3 weeks, going on 4. And it was spontaneous. None of us saw it coming. Hey! I cannot cap on this, family. None of us saw this coming. So if you have been watching my pages and been like, man, what's going on? I've had like 2 or 3 people who are a big part of my life notice, and they were like, yo, what's going on? Are you okay? I'm worried. And I'm like, no, I'm fine. Everything is good. I needed a break. I needed this shift. I needed this opportunity to see. This almost felt like a breakup. You know, when you break up and you're like, man, I want to see the things that I like without this person. That's where I'm at without social media. Like, how do I want to create? How do I want to show up? I ain't gonna lie, it's been really scary, but I've been willing to try. I've been at least willing to play the game instead of allowing the stories in my head to dictate how I move, dictate how I feel, dictate how fear and the energy just of spirit of life moves within me. And so I can't say that I'm never gonna get back on social media, but I can say in the meantime, in between time, you will not see me on there, but you will see me on my YouTube channel. You feel me? Monday, Wednesdays, and Sundays, I'm gonna be dropping something. Mondays, okay? Mondays, I forgot the name of the day. What I would be doing on Mondays. You know what I'm saying? Oh no, I got it. So on Monday, no, I don't got it. I take it back. So on Wednesdays, we have Wild Heart Wednesdays, where I do stuff like this, where I just take topic from my heart and we get wild with it. I just talk about it, free expression. Then on Fridays, we have Fresh Thought Fridays where, okay, I normally have the whiteboard ideogram where I'm breaking down a concept or teaching something in particular. And then on Sundays, we have Abundant Sermons with Guruji Chastity where I'm breaking down and doing the new thing that I'm on, which is being a preacher of spirituality. You know what I'm saying? That felt better than trying to be that shucking and jiving coach on Instagram and shit. You know, that's still a part of me, but that's not where I want to land it. You know what I'm saying? I really just like talking. I really just like really expressing my experience with God, and that's really what I want to focus on these days. And if you about that life, right, I know that it was finding what my relationship with spirituality, with God, and what that movement is like within me, right, that allowed me to heal my abandonment wound, my body image issues, and my people-pleasing behavior, right? So everything that I was doing in one-on-one coaching, I'm still doing here, but I'm doing it from a place of genuine movement, which is all of that stuff. And all of the reason that I was doing those things is because I wanted to feel a sense of worthiness, a sense of being whole. And that sense is always within us, and it comes through our sense of feeling God and knowing that God is always here. And so that's what we all, family. So if you want to talk, you want to chit chat, you want to do some coaching, you want some reading, you just want to catch up with the kid, come on, don't hesitate to reach out. You can always email me at gurujichastity.com, and I'll see you then. Until next time, I love you. Peace out.